The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Jordan, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Crabtree, when did, excuse me, when did you lose your job?
Thank you, Congressman. About 3 hours after the presidential inauguration this year.
January 20th, 2021, you lost your job. That's right?
Yes, sir.
What has happened? Do you know what's happened to the price of gasoline since that day?
I think everybody knows the answer to that question, Congressman. It's going nowhere but up, just like we tried to warn.
It's increased dramatically, hasn't it? Over $1 a gallon.
Yes, sir.
You know what's happened to the company that was overseeing the Russian Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline? Do you know what happened to them?
I believe they were allowed to finish construction. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, the sanctions against them were waived. They were allowed to complete construction of that pipeline. At the same time, yours was closed down and you lost your job. You know what's happened to American energy independence since the day you were fired?
Well, the words OPEC seem to be coming back in the media more these days, and I didn't hear that for a lot of years, so we've lost it.
Yeah,
that's what's happened.
Mr. Summers, are CO2 emissions in the United States lower today than they were 20 years ago?
They are, Congressman.
Significantly lower, is that right?
They are significantly lower. In fact, CO2 emissions from the power sector in particular are at the lowest level since 1978.
And that's because, you know, things like cap and trade passed and regulations from the government caused you to lower them. Isn't that true?
Congressman, actually, that is because of the innovation that has occurred in the American oil and gas industry.
Exactly. Cap and trade didn't pass. It's not because of regulations from government. You guys did that on your own because it's just the right thing to do and it's good business, right?
That's right, Congressman. As I mentioned before, every energy source has to meet that energy trilemma: affordable, reliable, and cleaner. And that's what this industry has delivered.
10 months ago, was the United States of America energy independent, Mr. Summers?
What I would say, Congressman, is that the United States was North American energy independent and well on our way to American energy independence.
We were exporting a lot too, weren't we?
We were. Unfortunately, over the course of the last few months, we're actually importing oil into the United States for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that was my next question. So in 10 months' time, we went from being energy independent to now we're importing oil, and we had the spectacle of the President of the United States begging OPEC to increase production. Is that accurate?
Well, Congressman, the U.S. was a net petroleum exporter for the first time since 1958 in the year 2020. And, you know, we were very proud of being the world's largest producer of oil and natural gas as a consequence of the innovation and the technological revolution that has occurred in the American oil and gas industry.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it better than our colleague from Florida who spoke a few minutes ago, but in 10 months' time, we have literally went from energy independence to the President of the United States begging OPEC to increase production to now we're having to import some of our energy needs. We've went from $2 gas to $3, $4, $5. I was in California a week and a half ago, $5 gas, I saw it there, which costs families hundreds of dollars a month in transportation cost. I mean, I think Mr. Crabtree, I think in his testimony said he still hasn't found a job. So not only did he lose his job because of the crazy energy policies of this government, he's now paying all kinds of more. His family's paying more for their transportation costs and other energy needs. And what do Democrats do today? They come in and badger companies, tell them to further reduce, in some cases, production of oil and gas, which is only going to exacerbate the problem. I mean, it's literally maybe the craziest thing I've ever heard, but that's where they're at. I don't think the American people are with them, though, and that's the good news. So I want to thank those companies who are actually increasing production. Mr. Summers, I want to thank you for your testimony today. Mr. Crabtree, you deserve better, and hopefully with some changes that I think are coming, because I don't think the American people are going to tolerate this. Hopefully you'll be employed real soon. And we'll get these energy prices back where the families of this great country deserve to have them. With that, I yield back.